Hello everyone. So in this video, we will try to understand about MCPs or Model Context Protocol. Okay. So this video is specifically for those who have never used MCP servers in their test automation framework, or maybe in any phase of testing if people are not aware about what Model Context Protocol is. We are going to cover the basics of MCP here, like what MCP is, how we can use it, what are the benefits of it, what value it is providing in our testing life cycle. All these things we'll try to understand in this video. Okay, so we will start with the understanding of this term, which is Model Context Protocol. Okay, so as a tester, we are doing a lot of things manually, and we all know that we are trying to move towards the automation. Many of you have already working on automation and trying to move into the AI testing, or many of you are already working on AI testing and trying to optimize your working to do the all the tasks efficiently. So MCP is one of the I would say one of the approach or one of the framework which could be implemented to achieve the required task in a better way. Okay, so we'll start it from very basic, like what does it mean, and then eventually I'll cover everything. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand this term, what is Model Context Protocol. Okay, so this is made up of three words here. One is model, then context, then protocol. Okay, so with these three words only, we will try to understand what does this basically mean. Okay, so model means we all know we have large language models, which are LLM, multiple LLM models we have in market. We are using them in our daily life. Okay, so suppose we have this one of the model. Okay, and I am passing some prompt here. Okay, so for this model, I'm passing a prompt, which could be what is the capital of India. Okay, this prompt I'm providing to this LLM model, and it's a very obvious thing. We'll get the output as New Delhi. Okay, how this model knows that the capital of India is New Delhi? Because this model is trained on millions of data, a large amount of data this model is trained on. That's why it is able to identify or able to answer that the capital of India is New Delhi. Okay, so this is one scenario. We all have done this a lot with ChatGPT, Gemini, or different other models. Okay. But suppose I'm asking what is the current temperature in Mumbai. Okay, if I'm asking this kind of question to large language model, it might give the right answer or it might give the wrong answer as well. So the answer could be uh, today is sunny day, or it could be it's mostly humid in Mumbai in the month of June or whatever month is there. Or it may answer Mumbai is mostly hot and humid, having monsoon or rainy days a lot, and different kind of answers. But probably it will not be able to give us the current temperature of Mumbai. What's the reason behind this? That it is able to answer one of the question, not able to answer another question, it is getting hallucinated. So the answer behind it is it is not having the understanding of external tools. Okay, so external tool here is maybe some of the climate application or the live application which is giving us the current weather or different parameters of the weather. Okay, so it is not having that intelligence, or maybe not having the access of that tool. Okay, let's take another example to understand it more better from the test automation perspective. Okay, I have this automation script, suppose. Okay, so this is my automation script, and I am providing this to LLM. Okay, I'm providing this to LLM and asking LLM model to run my automation script. Okay, so will ChatGPT or Gemini be able to run this script? Or not only ChatGPT or Gemini, let's talk about GitHub Copilot, because most of us are already using Copilot or Claude as well. If I'm giving the prompt that run my automation script, I'm providing the script, uh, even then the large language model will not be able to run. Okay, not able to run. It might give the analysis like what is correct in the script, what is wrong in the script, what could be better way of writing the code. All those things it can tell us, but will not be able to run the script. Okay, so again, what is missing here? The missing thing is tool. The missing thing is a right tool which is required to run the script, which is required to answer some of the questions which are fetched from the answers are fetched from some external application. Okay, so these tools are missing. Again, I'm telling you, I'm just trying to explain these three words now. Okay, I'm not moving ahead, I'm just trying to explain these three words. I've started with model here. Okay, so when we are saying tool, it's basically a context. We need to provide some context to my LLM, context about any external tool, context about any kind of application, but we need to provide some context to my LLM model so that it can perform in an efficient way, or it can answer the right questions, or it can perform the required task. So this context is required to the LLM model. If we are able to provide this context, there are a lot of tasks which would be easier for me to perform. Okay, like if I'm providing a context of some weather forecast application, I would be able to get the right temperature, okay, instead of this hallucinated answer. If I'm providing a context of some automation tool, maybe Playwright, Selenium, Rest Assured, or anything, I would be able to not only write my script but also to do the execution as well. Okay, so now I have covered two words here. One is model, the other one is context. And protocol, we all know that these are some of these rules, or some of the norms which are given by some organization or some group of people. Okay, so that's why we are calling it as model context protocol. Okay, we are providing a context to LLM model to get the required work done. Okay, now if we have understood what model context protocol is, we need to understand that all the different applications or all the different organizations are providing their MCP server access. Okay, so till now we have understood what is model context protocol. I'm writing it as MCP. Now companies provides their server access, which we call MCP servers. Okay, so this is MCP servers. So we have Playwright. Okay, we have MCP servers for Playwright in the market. We have MCP servers for GitHub. We have MCP servers for Atlassian, MCP server for SQL. For I think we have some MCP servers for MS Office related applications also. I'm writing it as Excel now. We have MCP servers for what else? For Selenium, okay, and a lot of MCP servers we have. Even if we have some our own application, we can create the MCP servers. Okay, so now if I'm having these servers, I can perform multiple tasks, right? For Playwright, if I'm having the access of Playwright MCP server, my LLM can write the scripts, and not only it will be able to write the scripts, but it will be able to detect the locators, okay, detect the locators from the DOM, and these are not hallucinated locators. The Playwright MCP will actually go to the website. We'll provide it in the prompt. We'll provide the URL in the prompt, and it will access the DOM, and it will create the actual locators. It will do the execution. Okay, and there are a lot of things which could be done, but I'm writing these two now. If I'm having the access of, or I'm configuring GitHub MCP servers, I can raise the PR, I can push the code, I can review the PR, or LLM can review the PR. All these things can be done directly from the Copilot chat, or maybe Cloud Code chat, all those things. If I'm access to the Atlassian MCP server, I can fetch the Jira stories. Okay, I can fetch the content of the Confluence page read. I can even create Jira stories, obviously. Okay, so all these things can be done from the AI application. If we are using GitHub Copilot, or we are using Gemini, all these things would be done directly from that chatbot. We need not to open these applications if my MCP servers are configured. Okay, and same thing for SQL. I can read the data, I can write the data, I can read data and write the data in Excel also. And similar to Playwright, I can do these kind of things using Selenium also. Okay, so this is the benefit of using MCP servers in our testing day-to-day life. Okay, so I'll quickly give you the demo how we can configure it and what kind of help it is making. So I'll take you to one of my project which I'm building nowadays. This is the multi-agent project. So I'll quickly show you how. So in this project, I've already configured the MCP server, and I've configured Jira MCP server, or we can say Atlassian on MCP servers, and the Playwright MCP server. Okay, let me quickly open it. MCP configuration I'm opening. So you can see we have one JSON file which is called mcp.json. We can configure it at project level. We can configure it at my whatever model I'm using, like GitHub Copilot I'm using here. We can configure it here. And what things we are putting, so just a server as a key, and I'm using two servers here, or two MCP server. One is Playwright MCP, the other one is Atlassian MCP. I'm just putting these values, what is the type, URL, and these kind of information we'll get directly from Google. We can just write Playwright MCP GitHub, and we'll get this kind of configuration. We just need to put it here. We need to save it, and I think in the extension also we are using these things. Jira MCP for Copilot. Okay, so we are configuring it in mcp.json file. We are configuring it in extensions, and we are ready to go. Okay, so how we are using it is, if I will show you one of my prompt. Okay, I'll directly do it. So I have one Jira project. I can show you here. I have one Jira project here, which is sourceless demo. I have created 3 stories here, and each story is having some description, some acceptance criteria. Okay, and I can fetch these acceptance criteria in my Copilot chat. Okay, I will write here fetch Jira story SAUC source 1. Show me the ACs written in this Jira story. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so ideally if MCPs are not configured, it will not be able to fetch anything, because my chatbot will not be able to access the Jira account. Okay, but now here it has given me 4 lines here. Let me quickly see what is there, what story number I have given. Yes, you saw 1. Okay, so successful login and valid credentials. Here is able to navigate login page. Okay, so it has given, I think, these steps by yeah, so it has given these steps what is there in this story. Okay, so yeah, these are these steps which I have given in the description. Probably it is able to fetch it. So we just need to improve our prompt, but it is able to fetch the Jira story. Okay, get Jira source 1. Let's see. Okay, it is showing acceptance criteria. As user can navigate to login page, email and password. Yeah, so it is giving just the summary of what is there in the story. We are doing the login, we are passing email and password, clicking on the login button, and we are redirecting to the inventory page. That is the complete story is about. Okay, we can refine our prompt, and we will be able to get the entire content of the description. Okay, so that can be done. Similar to this, I'm also using Playwright MCP. Right now the script is not prepared, but just by giving the prompt here, we are able to access the, or we are able to execute the Playwright script as well. Okay, I will show you one more thing. What I'm trying to do here is, so what I'm trying to do here with the help of MCP server, I'm giving a prompt. In the prompt I have given, like, this is my Jira story SAC2, and I am asking Copilot to create the feature file from the Jira acceptance criteria. Okay, not only feature file, I am given the prompt to create the step definition file and generate the Playwright script into it, and I've given the URL as well. Okay, so that it will be, now Playwright MCP will be active, and it will be able to go to this URL, access the actual DOM, and will write the actual locators. Okay, so once I've given this prompt, it has generated this feature file in which there are 3 scenarios, and I've not given how many scenarios we need to create. With the help of acceptance criteria given in the Jira story, it has created these 3 scenarios, and also it has created the step definition file. Okay, so you can see the locators are already created, and these kind of locators also creating, like checking the inventory page is up or not, and it has created all these step definition functions. Okay, so this is the power of using MCP servers in the automation world. Okay, so there are a lot of other use cases also where we can use MCP server configuration, and it will make our work fast and even efficient. Okay, I hope this complete session was helpful to you. If you have any questions or any suggestions, or if you want to contribute on some project, you can just let me know. We'll connect over LinkedIn and we will make it forward. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you.